It's your boy Z here, day 53. Do it to life before life, do it to you, do it to 2021, a whole year of breast cancer awareness and personal growth. Guess what? Today is Thursday. Thursdays we do the four agreements because it's the fourth day of the week. I decided to do the four agreements. I just put some things in place. If I'm trying to build this bigger, stronger habit, then there's gonna be some prepping involved in. I went on ahead and prep, kind of what I say, kind of what I do every day to kind of pull me through every single day, something a little bit different, so I can just post a video, so that the brain don't kind of get in, come into play and start going off on a tangent and make me not want to do it. I'm gonna tell you, going 53 days is kind of tough. I mean, I find myself veering off course, but then, when the day comes back around, I'll be like, guys, you know what? I had this thing set up. This thing was set up, for me to not fail. When I started this thing out, I set myself up to not fail. I chose things that were true to me, things that I wanted to develop. I wanted to get into the four agreements. I wanted to get into my Bible a little bit more. I wanted to go for a little bit more. I want to practice planning and just sticking with it for the long haul. So I kind of set this thing up. I had some challenges, like I said in the Bible. David, before he took down Goliath, he had small victories. The lion and then the bear. He had small victories. So I've had some small victories with my 66-day challenges earlier this year. So now I'm putting this thing out there because in the book, they're talking about 5-year goals, 10-year goals, someday goals, and a lot of I've just never been a person to think that far out. So this is a stretch goal for me. I'm a whole year out. I can write down on paper, hey, look, this is what I want to do for the year, but having a relationship with that goal is what the key thing is, and that's why I kind of set this up for me. You may want to set something up for you. I'm choosing breast cancer, something even bigger than that, right? To kind of piggyback on, because I have some ideas in my head of where that someday person is going to be doing some philanthropy type stuff, right? But today, since it is the four agreements, it's all gonna be inside game. All this really is just inside game, me working on myself, me being observant, me being aware of what's going on around me, my emotions, my thoughts, my body, everything. So right now, I read a couple of pages out of the four agreements, which I normally do the night before or the morning before I kind of come out. That's kind of my cue to do it, because I know I got to shoot the video, right? So I got to read some pages. So that's what I did. And the main thing was talking about in there is don't judge yourself, love yourself. And that comes up because we got all these rules that's been put in our head. If you hadn't listened to the four agreements, it's about changing the rules that we've been operating by and adopting new rules. And it's kind of hard to just stop cold turkey doing stuff. Hadn't really sat back and analyzed why you do the things you do. But anyway, like another part of me, like I always call him, the guy at work was trying to lose weight. And one of the major deals is that, oh man, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna smash the gym, man. I'm gonna smash the gym all day long. I'm gonna smash it. I'm gonna smash it every day this week. I'm gonna smash for an hour. I say, look, we've been down this avenue before, because I'm talking to myself, right? So I've been down this avenue before. What can I do different this time? Last 3 times, 4 times, I've been talking to this part of myself. I like the way I'm saying this. This part of myself I've been talking to, and it still hadn't got over the hump on it because it's been too big or something, right? So I'm not judging that part of myself. I'm looking at it, I'm observing it, and I want to move into that direction, but maybe I'm not strong enough. So what I did, I said, look, can you give yourself permission to break your own rule? Because you got a rule set up of when it, the thing about the brain is, in my mind, it said it's the same. Sometimes it can't tell if it was yesterday or 20 years ago. To it, it seems like it was just yesterday. Well, this is how I did it. Say, how long ago has that been? That's been like 20 years ago. The body's not the same, nothing the same. A lot of more rules you've made up that I've made up during that time in order to operate, in order to function, You make these rules up, and now is a time that you may have to cancel some of these rules. Like I said, it's like a computer program that you never shut off. It just a computer, it just stays on, and pretty soon after installing software over top another software, over the top of another software, over the top of another software, pretty soon you're gonna need to do a full reset, or to get you a cleaning program that goes back in history. That's what we on right now. That's what this four agreements is. It's a cleaning program to take us back in history. You see what I'm saying? Let me step over here. I like the lighting better. Take us back in history and clean all that stuff up. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we need an outside program or person or counselor or somebody to do that, or to guide us back into that, just like you would with a normal computer. I say, do you give yourself permission to break the rules? You gotta break your own rule. And his own rule was that he had to, I remember back in the day, I used to work out for an hour on the treadmill, then another hour in the gym. So I got at least been there at least an hour. I never came out of there without putting an hour's worth of work in. Anything else was futile. See, you gotta break that. I'ma break it. I'ma break it. Guess what? Come back around. Couldn't break it. So we made it even smaller. And I'm gonna talk to him today. Like I said, it must be some. Maybe I'm not strong enough in that area to to help that part of me. Just like it's a stronghold still in here. Some things that I'm still doing or not doing in here personally that I see, and that's a reminder for me, not a reminder of him, but a reminder of me that I still working on that same aspect as well. Because like I said in the four agreements, everybody is a mirror. It's a mirror. What you see in somebody is what you have in yourself. If you're upset with something that you see in somebody, then you're upset with something that you see in yourself. It may not be in the same area, but I know that and it puts a new perspective on it for me when I'm looking at myself. Therefore, I'm not as hard and critical on myself. Like, gosh, why did you do that? Man, how'd you let that pass? Like, take for instance, let a couple $100 pass because I missed a couple of tests. I became naive. I became relaxed. I became distracted. That because I over the last 20 years I've always stayed certified, but here in these last, there was always a piece of cake for me. For some reason, guess what? I got distracted. I know what it is. I added something else on my plate, so now I'm thinking about other things. It seems like I don't have enough time, right? So I was off my plan. See, I was off my plan, and therefore I let it slide. Then I said, man, how in the world can you? And I had just made a vow too that I was gonna stay certified, so everybody else around me can stay certified as well too. As long as we got one person certified, then everybody else can reap into the rewards. You see what I'm saying? So, and I was beating myself up. I said, no, you can't beat yourself up. What's the one thing that I can do that such by doing it will make this situation easier, or all this beating up stuff unnecessary? I say, man, look, man, you lost more money than that. It was only a couple $100, but it was the principle of the thing, right? But the deal is that I'm back on it, right? I'm back on it. You just got to go to the next. That question helps me get to the next level. Not judging myself, listen to this four agreements, get me to the next level. And when I'm interacting with others, it's got to be one of the four agreements, or it's got to be part of the fourth thing, or it's got to be something out of the Bible. I know my daughter was going through a challenge. She was thinking, I said, you know what? You're not the first person to go through this challenge. Let's look back in the Bible. It's a story about that. Let's see how they handled it back in the Bible. I guess it was part, it was with my sister, yeah. I guess it was part, how do you deal with somebody or have somebody on your team when you know that they're lying to you, or you know they're going to betray you? How do you do that, right? Because you got to look at the bigger picture. They're on a team for a reason. You know, you know, Jesus chose Judas for a reason. He had a purpose to serve. I guess he knew he needed somebody to betray him, right? So why not go ahead and pick him on the team so he's already set up? I know this guy gonna betray me, but right now we got to do some good. I can do some good with him, and it's gonna ultimately come out. So you gotta be looking for that seed. You know what? That's what my boy said. Napoleon Hill. That's another good book to slip in there as well too. Slip in Napoleon Hill on them. Is that you got to look for the seed of equivalent benefit. Whatever negative that happens, you all got to immediately start looking, okay, so where's my equivalent benefit? Where's my equivalent benefit? Where's my equivalent benefit? You start looking for that seed, start asking those questions, and start pulling yourself back up out of it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I do. So today is gonna be my no day, right? I said Friday's gonna be my no day, but today I'm gonna have to be a no man because I just recognized, I was asking the question of how I can proceed for December. I'm laying some seeds, but guess what? I got to start getting some no's as well too. And I noticed that, hey, like I haven't been getting enough purposeful no's. That's what my brain said, but now thinking about it, I ain't got enough X's on the calendar to give me one no per day. You see what I'm saying? Or two no's or three no's, and I'm already my brain already trying to step that thing up. See, I got to put the brakes on it. Can't let it step it up. I gotta follow the process. I gotta build that no muscle up slowly. Otherwise, I may injure it. And if I injure it, then I'm gonna be laid off. I'm gonna be sore. Then I'm gonna have a fear set up over it, over the injury. Just like if I hurt my leg. I'd be scared to get back under those weights. I'd be scared to attempt that because I may be thinking, hey, maybe I'm not 100% healed. Well, that's your boy. Today, you just went all over it. We went all over it. It's the four agreements. Don't judge yourself, love yourself. It's your boy Obz here. Do it to life, for life. Do it to you. Do it to 2021. A whole year of breast cancer awareness and personal growth. You know what I did? I also did too. Pushing forward on the same trail. I opened up a fundraiser, breast cancer. I wanted to do it for 365 days. I put in $1 million in there, but it will only do it for like 45 days or something like that. And my brain said, man, well, shoot, you can't do it for 45 days. You shouldn't do nothing, man. You can't do $1 million in 45 days, right? That's absurd. So you know what I did? I created the thing anyway. Yeah, that's right, man. We gonna create that thing anyway. I did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? We just moving in a direction. The spirit say do it, do it. Forget what the mind say, put it out there. The only reason you say, man, I ain't want to put it out there, man, because you ain't got enough followers, you ain't got enough this, you ain't got enough that, it's gonna look bad, blah blah blah. No, man, I'm just doing the thing. Cause I just know what direction I'm going in. And I'm just gonna keep going in that direction. Cause that's the right direction. You see what I'm saying? It's your boy Obz. I'm out.